what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
The only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
All of us need to be reminded that the federal government did not create the states. The states created the federal government.
I'd like to share with you an article from the American Dream website. 28 things seriously wrong with America. What in the world is happening to America? Perhaps you've asked yourself that question from time to time. Today it seems like everything is falling apart. Our economy is crumbling, our politicians are incompetent, we've just gotten involved in another war, corruption is everywhere, and the American people are so addicted to entertainment that hardly anything can wake them from their stupor. It is enough to make you think that there is just not much hope for America. But the truth is that we should never give up hope. It is when times are darkest that the greatest heroes arise. We truly do live in challenging times. But that just means that there are great victories to be won and great stories to be written. There may be a whole lot of things that are wrong with America right now, but that doesn't mean that the game is over quite yet. Well, if everyone could stop paying attention to all the distractions and we'll look at what's really happening. Like it was just said right here, Americans are so addicted to entertainment, hardly anything can wake them from their stupor. I mean, we're all obsessed, not me, but many are obsessed with the goings-on television and the royal wedding. And they're the people enslaving us, and we're cheering for them. People have to learn that. They have to wake up to this. This is very important information, the 28 things that's seriously wrong with America. Unfortunately, right now, most Americans are completely asleep. Just like during the declining years of the Roman Empire, most people that live in the U.S. are spoiled, decadent, and completely addicted to entertainment. The following is how many Americans actually plan their weeks. Monday, watch Dancing with the Stars. Tuesday, watch Dancing with the Stars results show. Wednesday, watch American Idol. Thursday, watch the American Idol results show. At this point, most people in the country cannot even intelligently discuss the pressing issues of our day. In fact, 63% of Americans between the ages of 18 and 24 cannot find Iraq on a map, and 90% of Americans in that same age group cannot find Afghanistan on a map. We've got a lot of work to do. America is in sorry shape, and it desperately needs some heroes. The following is a list of 28 things that will make you really think that there is something seriously wrong with this country. 1. According to the Economic Policy Institute, almost 25% of U.S. households now have zero net worth or negative net worth. Back in 2007, that number was just 18.5%. According to the Pentagon, the cost of the first week of attacks in Libya was $600 million. Number 3, the major food producers are shrinking the size of their packages so they won't have to raise prices. The New York Times recently did a story about one woman who was absolutely shocked when she started keeping track of shrinking packages sizes at her local supermarkets. Ms. Starber, age 33, said she began inspecting her other purchases aisle by aisle. Many canned vegetables dropped to 13 or 14 ounces from 16. Boxes of baby wipes went from 72 to 80. Boxes of tissue wipes went from 80 to 72. And sugar was stacked in 4-pound, not 5-pound bags, she said. It is being projected that for the first time ever, the OPEC nations, number 4, it is being projected that for the first time ever, the OPEC nations are going to bring over $1 trillion from exporting oil this year. Their biggest customer is the United States. According to recent census reports, number 5, 13% of all the homes in the United States are sitting empty. Number 6, 20% of all the electricity in the United States is produced by nuclear power plants. Many of those plants are very similar to the damaged reactors at the Fukushima nuclear complex in Japan. Number 7, Barack Obama promised us that radiation from nuclear disaster in Japan would not be a problem in the United States, but it has already shown up in milk in Spokane, Washington, all across the country. Number 8, Dallas Federal Reserve Bank President Richard Fisher recently said the following: "If we continue down the path on which the fiscal authorities put us, we will become insolvent. The question is when." Number 9, Americans consume China's products while they hold our debt. Number 10, Back in 2005, at the peak of the housing bubble, the median property tax on a home in the United States was $1,614. Today, even though home values have sunk like a rock, that figure has risen to $1,917. Number 11, in New Jersey, homeowners pay an average of $7,576 in property taxes every single year. Number 12, according to the Federal Reserve, the adjusted monetary base has nearly tripled since the mid-2008. Number 13, thanks for all the money printing, Bernanke. According to one of the unofficial estimate, the U.S. is on track to have an 8.3% rate of inflation for the year. According to the recent article posted on the website of the American Institute of Economic Research, the purchasing power of a U.S. dollar declined from $1 in 1913 to 4.6 cents in 2009. Number 15, the Agala Aquifer, stretching from South Dakota to Texas, is the largest underground supply of fresh water in the world and is rapidly running dry. So how is America's breadbasket going to continue to produce massive amounts of food for the rest of the world once that happens? Number 16, the number of homes actually repossessed reached the 1 million mark for the first time ever during 2010. Number 17, the U.S. industrial base has disintegrated so badly that we could literally export our entire manufacturing output and not balance our trade with the rest of the globe. Number 18, Goldman Sachs almost always wins. According to a recent regulatory filing, Goldman Sachs lost money on just 25 days in 2010 and on only 19 days in 2009. Number 19, in 1994, the top 1% of all income earners paid 25% of all taxes in New York. Today, the top 1% of all income earners pay 41% of all taxes in New York. Number 20, the National Institute of Health has spent approximately $442,000 to study the behavior of male prostitutes in Vietnam. Number 21, according to an absolutely stunning recent poll, 40% of all U.S. doctors plan to leave the profession at some point during the next 3 years because of Obamacare. Number 22, if the new health care law is so great, then why is the Obama administration allowing so many organizations to opt out of it? According to the Department of Health and Human Services, more than 1,000 organizations have received Obamacare waivers so far. Number 23, large American cattle farms actually feed chicken manure to cattle because it's so cheap and because we produce way too much of it to properly dispose of as fertilizer. That's sickening. Number 24, every single year Americans spend approximately 7.6 billion hours preparing their taxes. Number 25, the IMF says in order to fix the U.S. government budget deficit, taxes need to be doubled on every single U.S. citizen. Number 26, mandatory federal spending is going to surpass total federal revenue for the first time ever in this fiscal year. That was not supposed to happen until 50 years from now. Number 27, today the U.S. natural debt is over 14 times larger than it was back in 1981. Number 28, according to the National Inflation Association, when you factor in the unfunded liabilities of the U.S. government, total federal debt obligations now come to a grand total of $76 trillion.